You wake up to the sound of frantic barking and chaotic rustling. At first, you think it's just a wild dream playing out in your half-asleep brain. But no, this is real. Stumbling to the window, you peek outside, and your jaw drops. Your once perfect lawn looks like a battlefield. Dogs nearly a dozen of them are tearing through your yard. A golden retriever is digging up your freshly planted rose bushes like he's hunting for buried treasure. A Labrador is rolling around in what used to be your vegetable garden, now a muddy mess of crushed carrots. And a little terrier stands on your patio table, yapping like she's commanding the chaos. Barefoot and barely awake, you fling open the door and yell, "Hey, what's going on out here?" The dogs barely flinch. Some scatter toward the fence, others zigzag through your garden like furry tornadoes. Fuming, you spot a woman on the sidewalk, chatting casually with a neighbor as if nothing's wrong. You storm over, panting from your sprint across the yard. "Excuse me," you snap. "Are these your dogs?" She turns slowly, sunglasses perched on her nose like she's some kind of celebrity, a steaming coffee cup cradled in her manicured hands. "Oh no," she says with a lazy shrug. "They're just from around here." "Then why are they in my yard?" you demand. "Well," she drawls, "your yard's wide open, no fence, no signs. It's basically free territory." "That's absurd," you fire back. "This is my property." She sips her coffee and smirks. "Dogs need a place to play, you know. You should be thankful I've been telling everyone about it. It's turning into a little dog park." You stare, speechless, as she grins like she's just done you a favor. "Who even are you?" you finally ask. "Oh," she says with a mock-sweet smile, "I'm Lisa." Over the next few days, Lisa's dog park spirals out of control. More owners show up, tossing tennis balls and sipping lattes like it's a social club. Your flower beds get trampled, your garden turns into a wasteland, and your lawn is a minefield of holes and dog messes. You try everything, big signs screaming, "Private property, no dogs allowed," but Lisa just laughs. "You can't claim land like that," she scoffs. "Should have fenced it if you cared." You call the city, but they tell you it's not technically trespassing without a fence or proof of intentional damage. Lisa catches wind of this and doubles down, urging people to bring even more dogs. It's practically public now, she crows to her growing posse of pet owners. You're losing this fight, but then you remember your secret weapon, geese. Not just any geese. Meet Brutus, Bella, and Boris, your feathered security team. They're territorial, fearless, and downright mean when they need to be. For years, they've guarded your property from raccoons, foxes, and even a burglar who still won't talk about the goose incident. Now, they're your ticket to Tory. The next morning, as Lisa and her dog brigade roll in, you quietly unleash your trio. Brutus struts out like a general, Bella fluffs her wings like royalty, and Boris lets out a honk so loud it could wake the dead. The dogs don't notice at first until Boris charges. He barrels toward a poodle, sending it sprinting across the street. Brutus swoops down, startling a beagle so bad its owner nearly topples over. Bella corners Lisa's precious terrier, Tinkerbell, who yelps like she's starring in a horror movie. "Control your monster birds." Lisa shrieks, clutching Tinkerbell as she bolts to her car. But the geese aren't done. They form a perimeter, patrolling your yard like feathered kings while Boris honks at anything with a tail. You figure Lisa will back off after that, but Nope's back the next day with a bigger crowd, staging a neighborhood dog walk to protest your bird bullies. Your geese are ready, though. The second those dogs step onto your lawn, Brutus launches into a full-speed sprint, wings spread wide. Dogs scatter, owners panic, and Lisa tries to play it cool until Tinkerbell slips free and Boris gives chase. When Lisa threatens to call animal control, you just smile. You know the local officer, Tom, a no-nonsense guy who once asked you for goose-raising tips. He shows up, takes one look at your geese patrolling proudly, and chuckles. "They're just defending their turf," he says. "No laws broken." Lisa storms off, face red with fury, but your geese reign supreme for now. Lisa doesn't quit, though. 2 days later, she's back with a dirtier plan. You start finding kibble piles scattered across your lawn, neat little traps near your garden and porch. Soon enough, dogs are back, tearing up your grass like jackhammers. You catch Lisa smirking across the street, coffee in hand. "Feeding strays now?" you ask, barely holding it together. "Oh, no," she says with fake concern. "Looks like you've got a pest problem." You're not letting her win this time. That night, You set up motion-activated sprinklers across the yard and prep your geese. The next morning, it's a masterpiece. Dogs bolt as water jets blast them. Brutus charges through the chaos. Bella targets Lisa directly, and Boris chases Tinkerbell down the street. Lisa storms back later, dripping wet and raging. "This is harassment," she snaps. "You've been trespassing for weeks." You shoot back. "Call the cops. I'd love to tell them about your dog feeding scheme." She doesn't call the police. Instead, she sneaks onto your property at midnight, scattering more bait. You catch her on your new security camera, flip on the porch light, and watch as Boris charges. She shrieks, stumbles into her own trash can, and Boris stands victorious. The footage goes viral 50,000 VYUs in a day, with comments roasting Lisa mercilessly. But she's not done. A few days later, she tries to kidnap Boris, snatching him from his coop while you're out. It backfires spectacularly. Boris breaks free, chases her home, and camps out on her porch, honking like a king. By the time you coax him back, Lisa's got a "no geese allowed" sign up, and you know you've won. For a while, peace reigns. Your geese become local legends, and Lisa's humiliated. But she's not one to stay down. One night, you find your garden trashed again. No paw prints, just chunks of raw meat luring raccoons. You catch her on camera tossing more bait, and your geese chase her off in glorious fashion. Then she escalates, filing an HOA complaint calling your geese a nuisance. At the meeting, you play the footage, and the room erupts in laughter. Her complaint's tossed out, but she hires pest control to snatch your geese. They fail miserably, fleeing as Brutus, Bella, and Boris defend their turf. Finally, Lisa cracks. After one last failed goose theft attempt caught on camera, of course she goes silent. A month later, a scribbled note appears in your mailbox. "I'm sorry." You win. She starts walking Tinkerbell quietly, even leaves corn for your geese one day. "They're not so bad," she mumbles. You smile. They grow on you. The war's over, and Brutus, Bella, and Boris, they're the neighborhood heroes, honking in triumph.